right, so this is for you guys. So after you're done with your assignment, or if you get stuck on your assignment, you can come watch this video and it goes through all the problems that you were assigned in case you can't get a hold of me, okay? All right, so let's take a quick peek at this first problem right here. Number 1. On a map of a town, the scale from the town to the map is 12 miles to 3 centimeters. The school is 2.5 centimeters from the grocery store on this map. On a different map of the same town, the scale from the town to the map is 12 miles to 2 centimeters. And the school is 1.5 centimeters from the library on that map. Is the grocery store or library closer to the school? Okay, so this is definitely a two-step kind of a problem. All right, the first thing that we have to do is we need to find the distance from the school to the grocery store. Okay, all right, so the school to the grocery store, this is what we know. There's a map that's from the town to the map, it's 12 miles to 3 centimeters, right? So this right here, 12 miles for 3 centimeters. That is our rate. So to find our unit rate or our scale, we're going to divide this, and it comes out to be 4. What it really means is for every 4 miles in real life, it's 1 centimeter on the map. Okay. Now you have a couple options here. The first option that you could do if you're solving this problem is, oh, perfect. All right. If you know that it's 4 miles for every 1 centimeter, okay, here is this information. 4 miles for 1 centimeter. And what we know is that, oh, actually, maybe a table would be better. Okay, because 1 centimeter for 4 miles, that means 2 centimeters would be 8 miles. 3 centimeters would be 12 miles. Okay, 4 centimeters would be 16 miles, right? So you could make a table, and you know that the distance from the school is 2.5. So it's in between these two. So the number in between 8 and 12 is 10. So that's one way that you could do it. The other way that we've learned is you just take this measurement right here, 2.5, and you multiply it by the scale factor. And that comes out to be 10 miles. So from the school to the grocery store, it's 10 miles. Now, we're going to do the same thing, except for now we're talking about the school to the library. Now, on this map, we have a different scale. The scale is 12 miles for 2 centimeters. So again, you could go back and do a table like this, right? Except for obviously these are going to be different. Or if you reduce this down, you find that your scale factor unit rate is 6. So 6 miles for every 1 centimeter, right? So all you would do is you would take the distance on the map that it is from school to the library, which is 1.5, and you multiply it by 6. So this comes out to be 1.5 times 6 is 9. So it's 9 miles. So therefore, what we know is that the question is the grocery store or the library closer to the school. So the library is closer by 1 mile. Okay, so that is how you would solve problem number 1. Number 2, nautical flags are used to communicate on ships. Kamani uses a scale drawing at the right to sew nautical Z flag. The scale from her flag to her drawing is 20 to 1. Okay. Each color is 1/4 of the flag. How many square inches of each color does Kamani need? Show your work. So let's go through this again. So first of all, here's what we know. We know that right there is our scale. It's 20:1. Okay, 20:1, right? So this is our unit rate, AKA scale factor. The next thing that we know is that each color is 1/4 of the flag. We need to find out how many square inches. So we're looking for the area. We're looking for the area, right? So first step, what we need to do first is we need to, sorry, and FYI, this is not very seen here, but there is a line that goes like this. We first of all need to do our conversions. We need to find out what the actual lengths of both of those are. So remember what we do is we take each side and we multiply it by the scale factor. All right, so 1.5 times 20. Okay, remember we could do 3/2 times 20/1. We could cross simplify and it comes out to be 30. So this is 30 here, and since this is the same one, it's 30 here. So now we have the actual dimensions. Now we can find the area. So area is base times height, length times width, or side squared, since it's a square. So it would be 30 times 30. So the area comes out to be 900 inches squared. So that's the area of this whole thing. But what we need to find out is we need to find out what one of these sections are. So to find that out, we know that each one is 1/4. So we're going to take the total area and divide it by 4. And it comes out to be 225. So each section, oops, sorry, I didn't spell that right, is 225 inches squared. Okay. All right. So, and again, the nice thing about doing this is that if you have a question, you can always go back and rewatch this again. All right. Next one I want to take a look at is number 4. Okay. The scale from a map is the actual distance is 2.5 centimeters to 620 miles. Bam. Okay. Bam, 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 bam. So I'm going to write that as a ratio. So 620 over 2.5. I'm going to get the unit rate, AKA scale factor. So I'm going to take 620 and I'm going to divide it by 2.5, and it comes out to be 248. Okay. I'm going to do that one more time just because I'm just feeling a little funny. So divided by 2.5. Okay, just double checking my work. It's always good. So on the map, the distance from Boston to Chicago is 3.5 centimeters. So what is the approximate distance in miles between these two? Well, you found your scale factor and you want to find the actual. So all we're going to do is we're going to take the distance on the map and multiply it by the scale factor. And the nice thing, it says approximate. So that means that we don't have to find the exact distance. So our answers about that. So the distance is about 868 miles. Now remember, I'm only showing you guys one way of doing this, but remember, you could always, if you set up a table like this, okay, you know that 1 centimeter on the map is 248. So 2 centimeters would be double that, which is, oh my goodness, 248 times 2, okay, is 496. 3 centimeters is 744. And then you know that we would have to keep going. So if you needed to do it this way, totally fine. It's totally up to you. All right, number 5. On a scale drawing of the front of a square earring, each side of the earring is 3.2. I don't know about you guys, but I always like to draw out. I'm a very visual person, okay? All right, the scale from the earring to the drawing is 4 millimeters to 2 centimeters. What is the area of the front of the earring? So the first thing that we have to do is we have to find the scale factor. Okay, we're going to find the scale factor. Okay, because we're going to change. Right now, this is in centimeters. Okay, all right, so our scale, sorry, just a second. Okay, our scale is 4 over 2, which is 2. So there's our scale. So now we're going to take each side, 3.2, and multiply it by our scale. So 3 2/10 times the scale factor of 2 is 6.4. So the actual is 6 millimeters. Oh, 6.4 millimeters. So each one is 6.4 millimeters. Now to find the area, this is a square. Area is length times width. So 6.4 times 6.4 comes out to be 40 and 96/100, which is D. Okay. All right. Okay. And the last one that I want to go over with you guys, or that you guys did for your homework, is number 7. Okay. Adele paints a mural of Mount Rushmore. She uses a scale, bam, of 6 feet to 1 foot from the actual monument to the mural. On Adele's mural, how much wider is George Washington's mouth than his eyes? Okay, so what we have to do is we have to find out what each one is. All right, so now there's a couple ways of doing this. One method, like I said, is you could make yourself a table. So look at my table here. Okay, so what we know, the given information is that, okay, she uses a scale of 6 feet to 1 from the actual monument. So this is the actual monument to the mural, and this is the mural. So the monument and the mural. So we know it's 6 feet to 1 foot, right? Okay, so we could keep going. Okay, we know that 18 feet, well, 6 times 3 is 18, right? So that means that this would be 3 feet, right? Because 6 times 3 is 18, so 1 times 3 is 3. Okay, but now the hard part is getting to 11, right? 11 feet. So in order to do that, we would need to do this. We know that this times 1 2/3, I believe it is. I'm sorry, 1 5/6 times 5/6 is 11. So 1 times 1 5/6 is 1 5/6. Okay. Now, FYI, how I got that is I knew that 18 divided by 6 was 3, and that's how I got that. So what I did is I did 11 divided by 6, and that's how I got 1 5/6. And so then I just multiplied 1 times 1 5/6 to get that. All right, okay. So then to find the difference between these two, I know the difference in real life is 7 feet, but on the mural would be 3 minus 1 5/6, which is 1 1/6. Okay. All right. So that's that's one way that you could solve this. The other way that you could do this is, now here's the tricky part, and this is what I was warning you guys about. This 6 feet is the actual monument. Okay, 1 foot comes from the mural, right? So to go back and use it, we are trying to find the mural's amount. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this divided by the scale factor. And that's 1 5/6 here. And we're going to take 18 and divide it by 6, which is 3. And then we would just subtract 3 minus 1 5/6. Okay. All right. Which comes out to be this answer that we got. So the difference is 1 1/6 of a foot. Okay. All right. So those are the ones that you guys got assigned to work on today. So if you get stuck on it, use this video.